Hey guys, Giggity back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down the slate for Tuesday, August 4th, 2020. It's a 10-game MLB main slate today, and one of the teams we get to welcome back is the Miami Marlins. They have not played since their first series against Philadelphia, and they've been off for about a week now. They had 14, 15 players and faculty that got COVID, so cool to see them back, and might be a nice spot to go to against them. But before we jump into the video, we'll go ahead, shout out tilteddfs.com. If you have not checked them out yet, they have free articles that are really, really good in CSGO, MLB, NBA, NFL, PGA, UFC, NHL's all right. My brother writes for those, so but all of it's free. Check out the link in the description below. Go ahead and enjoy. We've had a couple of readers from the CSGO department that actually won $1,500 back-to-back nights, so our content is pretty good. And then before we jump into the main slate for today, we'll go ahead and check out my lineup from last night, which wasn't a complete disaster for once. I did min money. I had Jacob deGrom, which was sweet. I wish I got to. I did not go Rodon. I went the Oakland pitcher, Montas. That would have been a lot better. But overall, solid night. I had Wilson Ramos, who had a home run. I had Myers, who had a home run. Arraez got a walk, and that's it. Meh. Machado had a good day. Tucker had a home run. Pham did absolutely nothing. Cruz had a couple RBIs, a couple hits. And Kepler had a double, 3 hits, run, 2 RBIs. Solid day. Was able to min money. Can't complain about that. And it was fun to watch. Fantasy Master won the contest yesterday and had the Montas and deGrom duo. Had Trump on there, which hit a home run. Abreu, which hit a home run. LeMahieu, Urshela, Owens, Kemp, who was the only one that didn't hit a home run for him. Kepler and Roberts. If you look at this guy's lineup, the most correlation he has is 2 players per team. 2 White Sox players, 2 Yankee players, 2 Colorado players, 1 Minnesota, and 1 San Francisco. So he threw a bunch of darts and he hit. Congratulations, $100,000 richer. But one of us watching is going to be the $100,000 winner for today. Pittsburgh and Minnesota are not playing today. So we're going to go ahead and jump into today's main slate. If you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get into it. New York Mets in the nation's capital going up against the Washington Nationals. The Nationals are throwing out Patrick Corbin today, and the Mets are throwing out Steven Matz. Corbin is $10,400. Steven Matz is $7,400. I feel like Corbin on this slate's a little bit too expensive for me. I like a little bit more of the mid-range pitchers for today, just so he can get to a little bit better stacks. He does strike out about 29-ish% of his batters, which is quite solid for a pitcher that you would want to roster. But going up against the Mets, which besides Alonso and Conforto don't really strike out that often, I don't see him doing as well today. On the flip side, if you wanted to get to some Mets today, I don't mind getting. I feel like the Mets stack is going to be a little bit contrarian, a little bit under-owned, just because Corbin is the highest priced pitcher on the slate. So maybe going Alonso, Conforto, Davis. Dozier might actually be pretty cheap, so going after him as well, and then Ramos as your catcher could be a solid option for tonight. On the other side, Steven Matz going for the New York Mets. Not really too interested in him. He just isn't a DraftKings type pitcher. He strikes out 22% of his batters, but he always seems to struggle. If he throws 6 innings, he seems to struggle in 3. He might not let up runs in some of them, but he still will get 2 batters, 3 batters on, and it would cause a lot of negative points. So not really going to get to Steven Matz today. I'm all right with getting to some Washington. Going after Castro, Hendricks, Cabrera, Suzuki. maybe in that range would be all right for me. Not really getting to too much today. I'd rather get to some other games that are a little bit better on with offense. And the next game is definitely not one of those. Hey, excuse me. You say hi to everybody? Yeah, hi. Okay, back down. Run around. Sorry, Rat got onto the desk. We'll go ahead and switch to the Toronto and Atlanta game, if you'll let me. I want to switch, please? Anyway, Atlanta is sending out Mike Freed, which is going to be $8,500. And Toronto is throwing out Matt Shoemaker. Why is my computer not working? Please work. Matt Shoemaker at 7,900. Okay, what's going on? Anyways, Max Fried is a decent option for a pitcher today. I don't see the Toronto Blue Jays offense being that strong today. Max Fried is probably the best pitcher on the I don't want the Miami game. Toronto. There we go. He's probably the best pitcher on the Atlanta Braves rotation now, just because of Soroka's injury last night. Quick recovery for him. I hate to see young players get injured. But Max Fried starts out about 25% of his batters. I don't mind playing him today. The Toronto Blue Jays are not that strong this year, so I would be all right with going away from their offense. But Max Fried's probably going to be a little bit owned just because he is a little bit cheaper. He's $8,500, so he could be a lot of people's SP1 and could garner some ownership. But if you wanted to go away from that ownership, Bichette, Biggio, Gurriel, Galero could be a decent contrarian stack today. Not a lot of people are going to be getting to Toronto. Don't mind going there if that means ownership discounts. On the flip side, Shoemaker going for Toronto, 21% owned. Not interested in that. I'd rather go after the Atlanta hitting. Going to Acuna, going to Albies, Freeman, Azuna. Those four would be solid plays today. Might even be the stack I get to. Really like Atlanta today going up against Toronto. Moving on to Miami Marlins making their return. You got, let's look. Caleb Smith going for the Miami Marlins at $6,600, and John Means going for the Baltimore Orioles today. Smith strikes out about 26% of his batters. I honestly wouldn't mind getting to him. He's $6,600. Could be a nice cheap option if you wanted to get to him. Plus, he's going up against Baltimore, which is not really, I mean, they're playing well this year, but they're not a good team in general. But if you want to get to the other side with the hitting, Sanderson, Alberto, Ruiz, and Nunez could be solid options, as I have a feeling this game is going to get a lot of ownership just because it's two terrible teams, which means high offense. But if you wanted to go and get Caleb Smith or John Means as cheap pitching options, no problem with that one. They could definitely have a solid game because each offense is not that good either. John Means on the other side, I don't really want to get to him. I'd rather get to Caleb Smith at 6,600. He strikes out 19% of his batters. I don't really feel like getting to him, and I don't feel like I'm going to get to Miami today. Just because they're coming off a week off, and nothing can really get you prepared more for MLB hitting than MLB hitting, so they might be a little bit rusty today. But if you wanted to try to go and try to get a contrarian stack with Miami, Villar, Birdie, Dickerson, Aguilar might be an alright option going up against a not that strong Baltimore team. Moving on to the Chicago White Sox and the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee is throwing out Brandon Woodruff at 8,300. The White Sox are throwing out Lucas Godolio at 9,100. I really like Woodruff today, really do. His strikeout rates are high, around 30%. Last time he pitched a really, really good game where he had to be on the mound. Granted, it was against Pittsburgh. He threw 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 10 strikeouts. He had to be on your lineup for that night. Did not get to him, which kind of sucked that night, but he's a solid choice today. Again, I do think he's going to be in the running for NL MVP, not MVP, but Cy Young Award this year. He's a solid choice today. Even going up against the Chicago White Sox team, which I don't mind getting to as well. Getting to Luis Roberts, Moncada, Abreu, Grandal, Encarnacion, Jimenez. I'm all right with getting to all these guys. I'm just more interested in Woodruff than the Chicago hitters. On the flip side, Joe Galileo strikes out about 32% of his batters. He is a little expensive at 9,100. I'd rather get to Woodruff in this situation with the $800 discount, or get to Free with the $600 discount. Just because he is going up against a Milwaukee team that is not a bad team. You got Yelich, who has had MVP awards, so I wouldn't mind getting to him. Solar, Hira, Morrison, Smock. If you wanted to get to a contrarian stack in Milwaukee, just because Goleo is one of the highest priced pitchers, nobody's going to go after Milwaukee. I don't mind going after Milwaukee today. I feel like Milwaukee's going to win today against Chicago, so it could be a solid option for you to get to. Next one is Kansas City and the Cubs. Kansas City's got Singer on the mound. I'm not going after that crap again. Actually, no, he didn't do that bad. Singer is sitting at $6,900. Last time he went on the mound, he got 9 points. Yeah, five innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 errors, 2 earned runs, which came off of 2 home runs and only 3 strikeouts. Probably not going to get to him today against a Kansas City team that is quite solid. A Chicago team that's quite solid. Which Chicago is throwing out Kyle Hendricks today, which is a solid option at 7,700 against Kansas City. Really, really interested in Chicago today. I don't mind getting to Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, Schwarber, Contreras. They are a little bit expensive, so you might have to sneak a value play in there somewhere, or a cheaper pitcher in there somewhere, so might have to go there. But I'm all right with getting to some Chicago today. On the other side, I really like Kyle Hendricks. Even though he only strikes out 20% of his batters, that's fine. Going up against a Kansas City team that is swing happy and could strike out a decent amount. Wrap on my foot. I like Kyle Hendricks today at $7,700. He is 1-1 this year. Last time he went out, he got absolutely lit up from Cincinnati, but Kansas City is not that strong of a team, so I don't mind going after Kyle Hendricks today. If you're going to go after Kansas City, Merrifield, Soler, O'Hearn is going to be the option for you. That's about it. Moving on to everybody's favorite game, San Francisco Giants and Colorado Rockies. Welcome to Coors Field. Once again, I'm going to be fading this game just because on Coors slates, Coors players normally get anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20% ownership. So I'm going to go and aim away from that. No pitching in Coors Field. Never, ever get pitching in Coors Field. It's not a good ballpark to have pitching in. There's a lot of runs that normally get scored. So stay away from pitchers in Coors Field. If you want to go after Giants hitters, you Scrunchy, Dickerson, Solano, and Belt. If you want to go Evan Longoria too, that's fine. Not really getting to too much today just because I go away from the ownership. On the flip side, Colorado, Dahl, Story, Blackman, Arenado, and Murphy is fine. Not getting the Guzman. Never roster pitchers in Coors. And now that we're getting away from this one because I don't really like Coors games. So, moving on to Texas and Oakland. Oakland is surprisingly really, really expensive on the slate going up against Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn, $9,900 for Texas. Oakland is getting Jesus Lorazo on the mound, who is coming out of the bullpen, so there might be a pitch limit on him. Just be careful with him. He is $7,600. I don't mind going after Simeon, Laureano, Olson, Chapman, Kana if you can afford them. Not going after. I would be all right with going after Lance Lynn, but he is 9,900, and I think I would rather try to get to some more bigger stacks today. But if you wanted to try to get to a A's stack, you could probably fit him in with a Miami or a Baltimore team, which could be a solid choice for today. Over to the Texas side, for Luzardo, he strikes out 31% of his batters, but he is coming out of the bullpen, so keep that in mind. I don't mind getting to Solark, Odor, Gallo, and Frazier today. On the Texas side, wouldn't really get much more than that. I don't really feel comfortable getting to anybody else. I don't mind going after offense in this game. I don't really want to go after pitching. All right. This next one is actually, I have a feeling that this one could be interesting. You got the Dodgers in San Diego. The Dodgers are throwing out Dustin May, aka Ginger Guard, and which is at $7,500, and then you got Lament going against the Dodgers at $9,500. And I actually don't mind that play. I don't mind getting to Lament at $9,500 if you want to be contrarian. He does strike out 33% of his batters, so he could have a solid game against the Giants. It's not off the table, but it's kind of hard to get away from wanting to go to Muncy, Betts, Bellinger, Turner, Seager, which is solid options today. I don't mind going after them, but Lamet could be a decent GPP and GPP play only. On the flip side, I really like going with the San Diego pitching today. Going after Tatis, Grisham, Machado, Pham, Cornsworth, and Myers. I don't mind going after them. I really like San Diego today. I liked them yesterday. They helped me out win some money. Besides Pham, screw you. But I do not want to go after Dustin May. Just not really interested in 21% strikeout rate. He normally doesn't go that deep in games, so I don't mind getting away from Dustin May. All right, we got 2 games left. We got Houston and Arizona. Houston is throwing out. Well, Arizona's throwing out Madison Bumgarner. Houston's throwing out Christian Javier at $6,500. That's actually a quite solid price. Last time Javier pitched, it was against the Dodgers. He scored 25 fantasy points. I don't mind getting to him, especially against a weak Arizona team. He strikes out 37% of his batters. Yeah, he's going to be chalky, but he's going to be a solid choice to get to. And then you can go and pair him up with a higher priced pitcher. That might actually be kind of nice. But if you do want to get to Arizona on the hitting side, Marte, Calhoun, Marte, Escobar, and Walker, solid choices. Don't mind getting to that. And then on the flip side, you got Madison Bumgarner going up against Houston. Not really too interested in that. He only strikes out 24% of his batters. And honestly, I'd rather get to the Houston bats in Springer, Altuve, Bregman, Brantley, and Gurriel rather than going after Madison Bumgarner. Bumgarner is not really as good of a pitcher as he was yet last year. His fastball rate is actually down 2 miles an hour from last year. So he is starting to age, and he isn't getting many swing and misses from his fastball, so like he used to. So keep an eye on that one. Last game, you got Seattle, which is bringing out Justin Dunn at $4,900. And then you got Andrew Heaney going for the Angels at $8K. I'm not interested in Dunn. Angels have a decent offense. They're getting Mike Trout back from paternity leave. His wife had a kid, so he was out for the last couple days. So I don't mind getting to Fletcher, Trout, Rendon, Upton, Goodwin, Pujols going up against Seattle's Dunn, which is not really that strong of a pitcher. And on the flip side, Heaney strikes out about 29% of his batters. Don't mind getting to him against a weak Seattle team. If you're going after Seattle, Seager and Nola, and that's about it. I'd rather get to Heaney as the pitcher in this one at 8K. Decent value play for today's slate. But that's going to do it for the 10-game slate. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. Check out Tilted DFS, link in the description below. And let's have a good night.